This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.
So I'll call the meeting to order at 6:07. Open time to the public. Is there anybody here who has something they'd like to bring up that's not already on the agenda? All right. Okay, and then moving on to new business. I've got first up 39 Glendale Road, tree removal.
Madam Chair, this is from me. The contractor had to remove more trees than originally was on the application and approved by Concom. I authorized them to go ahead. It was approximately 6 more trees. Okay. And the question is, does the commission want a tree removal permit, modification to the existing permit, or to just bless it and say, okay, and the work is done?
Okay.
Bless it and say it's okay? Is that good? Yeah.
I think so. That's fine with me.
Okay, I'll make a motion to bless it and say, so what is the right words? I don't know. To allow the additional tree cuttings under the original tree cutting allowance. You want to second that?
Oh, sorry. Who seconded? Anybody? No. No one yet? Okay.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Sorry. Who was that? Lexi?
That's Lexi.
Okay, thanks. I'm trying to type at the same time and I really need like more than one computer.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Any other comments, questions from other members present? No. All right. So we'll just put a vote to it. Jake is not here. Dan?
Aye.
Okay. Lexi?
Aye.
Kathleen?
Aye.
I think I saw Hazel.
Aye.
And myself, aye. All right. Okay. All right. And then I have next up the Alice Brown letter to the abutters.
Madam Chair, I sent the members with my agent's report a copy of a correspondence I'd like to send out to all the abutters of the Alice Brown area. We have had, or my office has had, a couple of complaints concerning people going in and removing material. So I'd just like to, we have a list of the abutters from the assessor's office, and I'd like to send this memo out to those abutters with the commission's okay.
Okay. I think, did everyone have a chance to review that already?
I didn't. I'm trying to find it. Do you mind pulling it up just so we can?
You're asking me to do something technical.
I reviewed it.
Oh, good. Someone reviewed it. Great.
Yeah, it seemed good to me.
Yeah, I agreed. I think it seemed very reasonable. I'll give you a minute, Dan.
Very well. Then
I found it. I'm good.
Any formal action is necessary by the commission, as long as they're cognizant of it, and I will start distributing these in the next week or so.
Okay. You all set, Dan?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I had found it in my email and I took it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Good. Sorry.
Okay. It's good. Okay. All right. We're comfortable with that. Okay. All right. And then I have the enforcement for enforcement and building permit sign-offs.
This is just strictly informational for the commission. I wanted to start distributing on the first meeting of the month any enforcement or building permit sign-offs that have happened, just so the commission is in the loop on, quote, what's going on, unquote.
Okay, I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
Okay, the Holyoke Waterworks.
Again, this is an informational item for the commission. I distributed a letter we received from the Holyoke Waterworks concerning the waterworks area here in Southampton. And it's basically, as I say, informational. Should the commission require or want me to contact them, find out additional information, etc., let me know and I will carry it out.
Okay. All right. Moving along. Friends of the Southampton Greenway. Do we have anyone from that group? No.
They sent an email, which I have forwarded to the members. They requested time at this meeting to address the commission.
Okay. And I guess if anyone shows up,
And I did send them the email link for the meeting.
okay. All right. If they show up, we can always circle back.
Okay.
And 125 College Highway.
Madam Chair, that is strictly informational. We did receive from the planning board a copy of an A&R lot at that address. I went down, took a look at it, checked out Mass Mapper, and there's no jurisdictional areas on the lot or within 100 feet.
Right. All right. Perfect. Okay, so we're on to old business and the enforcement order at 177, 178 Brickyard Road.
Madam Chair, I sent to the members with this email a copy of the enforcement order that I have issued. There was a site visit taken under administrative search warrant issued by the court. And, we observed and photographed a few tons of debris. I also believe I sent a copy of all the photographs taken by the health agent. I do well. There is significant material, primarily man-made appliances, bicycles, junk automobiles, internal combustion engines, lawnmowers, et cetera, within a riverfront and a BVW. So I issued the enforcement order and request the commission ratify that. I would also like to inform the commission that the reports of yours truly, the building official, the fire department, the police department, and the health department are going back to the court to request an order for removal of all the material.
Okay.
I did explain to the health agent that the enforcement order is governed by the state statute and inland wetlands regulations, wetlands regulations, but the local bylaw is jurisdictional to the courts. So it's the local bylaw I have cited to the health agent for the court's action.
Okay. Yeah, I saw the pictures. Pretty much.
It's amazing.
A lot. There's no words.
Yes.
I've driven by a few times, but wasn't really aware of the extent. Right.
Just
Chair.
also, for the edification of commission, the applicant, or rather the property owner for this property, was invited to both the court hearing and the site visit. He was in court, but did not show up at the site visit.
Okay.
Madam Chair, that's also within rare species habitat. So before any cleanup can occur, Natural Heritage needs to jump in on that one too.
I shall notify them, Mark.
Okay, thanks, George. If you need any help, just let me know. I'll work with you with them.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mark. Okay. All right. So at this moment, do we just need to make a motion to ratify that enforcement order? Is that what we're waiting on? Oh, we lost Dan as well.
Yeah, so once George issues it, it's supposed to be ratified, potentially amended if necessary at the next meeting. So correct.
Okay. All right. Do we still even have a quorum? Hang on. Yes, we have, there's 4 of us. All right. We lost Dan. Hopefully he'll be back. Okay. Would anyone like to make that motion? Anybody?
Please.
Yeah. Lexi?
So make a
Kathleen?
motion to, I'm sorry. Make a motion to, I would like to make a motion to ratify the enforcement order. Is that
Okay,
the
thank
correct
you.
verbiage? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I'd like
I'll
to
fill
make
in
a
the verbiage
motion
for you.
yeah, thank you. To ratify the enforcement order at the aforementioned property.
Oh, is your baby gonna second?
Aw.
Yes, he is.
Oh no. All right, do we have someone to second that?
I can second that.
Thank you. All right. Okay. Hi, Dan. Glad to see you back.
Internet connection. Sorry.
I figured as much. Okay, so we'll vote. I don't know. Dan, do you need a
I don't even
recap?
know. Yeah, could you just tell me what
Yeah.
we're talking about, please?
Yeah,
Sorry.
so we're on the 177, 178 Brickyard Road enforcement order.
Okay, great. Yep.
I don't know if you saw the report from George.
Mhm, yep.
Okay.
Good.
So we're also going to be in contact with Natural Heritage.
Yep.
So George will be starting that. So we've just made a motion to ratify the enforcement order, and we're going to take a vote. It was made by Kathleen, seconded by Hazel. Would you like to vote?
Aye.
Okay, great. Kathleen,
Aye.
Lexi,
Aye.
Hazel,
I
and myself, aye. Okay. All right. Next for old business, 71 White Loaf Road.
Madam Chair, we have received the request for a certificate of compliance for this location. I have visited the site, and we have also a written statement from the engineering firm as per 310 CMR 10059. And it appears, all the work in jurisdiction has been completed. However, just so the commission understands, there is still work taking place on site, but it is out of jurisdiction.
Okay. Okay. All right. Do we need to take any action on that, or are we just
You
being
have to vote to issue the COC.
okay? All right.
I'd like to make a motion to issue the COC to 71 White Loaf Road.
Awesome. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments from any other members? Nope. All right, then we'll take a vote. Dan,
Aye.
Kathleen,
Aye. Aye.
Lexi,
Aye.
Hazel,
I
and myself, aye. Okay. All right. And then moving on to regular business, we're on to the agent's report.
We've covered all the items on my report already.
Perfect.
I would just like to ask if there's any update on the bridge, the Manhattan Meadows Bridge from the agent.
Actually, I received an email from the town administrator. He asks, in essence, who signs the contract for the engineering. And I looked up the old contracts and realized they were signed by the chair of the commission. I've never run across this before. I've always had contracts, municipal contracts signed by the contracting authority, which is usually the town administrator.
Well,
late last week, but I have not heard back.
yeah, I mean, it's really getting critical.
So
I know that the chair had signed grants for years, so I don't know that that's an issue.
Myself and Art Lawrence have both impressed upon Scott the timing is of the essence. We need to get into this construction season. We need to give the engineer adequate time to finalize the design. We have to put the contract together. We have to go out to bid. I will follow up again tomorrow. I didn't have time today, but I'll follow up again tomorrow to see if Brittany is going to be asked to sign it or he is going to sign it.
All right. And I would also like to go on record to say that we're jeopardizing other vital mass trails grants if we don't follow through with this one.
I will so inform him.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So we're just waiting on a signature? Is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
The contract was all drawn up and sent to my office by the design engineer, and he's just waiting for the go-ahead.
Huh. Okay.
That was a couple of weeks ago, I think.
It's at least 3.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we definitely need to get that done this week.
Again, I will follow up.
Yeah.
And Brittany, obviously, if he wants you to sign it, I'll be on the horn to you right away.
Yeah, I guess let me know as soon as you do, because I typically work 8 to 6, not usually during town hall's open hours. But I can always try and get there before work if I know ahead of time.
Yep.
All right. Okay. All right. Next on the agenda, we had a discussion of a new communication method for keeping track of all of our properties and projects. And I think some of the commission members have already received some email invites from Dan. Do you want to take it away, Dan?
Yeah, there were 2 things we we wanted to set up. One was a shared Google Drive to put the files that we are working on together in the same place so we can all access them. So we set that up, and I emailed it a link out to everybody. So it's a shared drive for us all to put files on. The second thing was a shared board where we can put status and information about the projects that we're working on. So that's called Trello. I've used it for the technology committee as well. And what's nice about it is we can put up information about different projects, different conservation areas in town as we're working on them, things we have coming up, just a way to organize our projects on the conservation areas that we have. So it's a resource that we can use.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Thank you.
Dan, may I ask a question, please?
Yep.
Who would I go through to get data onto that shared drive?
Yeah, I sent you a link. So we should have permission or a link to do that.
Pardon me?
You have a link. You should be able to put stuff on there.
I would have to double check my emails. I did get something from Art Lawrence. Let me check that first.
Okay, it wouldn't be from Art Lawrence. It would be from Google, I believe, with a link to connect to that drive. If you're having trouble finding it, I can go ahead.
I got a couple of thousand emails on my computer.
All right.
I'll start going through them tomorrow and find what
Yeah.
Art sent me and see if there's a link in there. If not, I'll reach
Okay.
out.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right. So maybe we can all play around and then we can always, if there's questions, we'll discuss it at the next meeting. But if everyone can play, try adding things, updating it. All right. Any questions on that before we move on? Nope. All right. Property work elsewhere. Does anyone have any updates? Anything that we didn't already discuss?
I know the Trailblazers, that new trail clearing group. I think they were out once in, was that sometime in March in Manhan Meadows, both ends of Manhan Meadows, doing some invasive work.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And they plan to
Nice.
go back the next weekend.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. All right. Okay. Oops. All right. Any updates from other boards?
I guess sorry, Brittany.
Oh yeah, no, go ahead.
Just since we're on the talk of property work, I know the 21st in the morning is kind of what the best time for everyone, and I would be happy to make it, weather depending, of course. I just trying to remember, are we just walking Alice Brown? Can someone remind me what we're doing exactly at Alice Brown that morning?
I believe we are just walking. We're meeting with Mark Droy to kind of figure out the projects that need to be done there, projects slash areas of concern, prioritizing what is reasonable for us to take on, what we're going to need to have be long-term, I believe. Is that right, George?
Yes. And while we're on that, I will be sending all the members a work plan that Mr. Droy drew up, just so you have it. It's quite extensive and pretty well thought out, actually, but it will give the commission some background from where Mr. Droy is coming from.
Yeah, I think I remembered we reviewed that a few months ago, right, with him. He was in our meeting, and yeah, it seemed like really good, high, ambitious stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, thanks for refreshing my memory.
Sure.
That's all.
All right. Any updates from other boards?
Yes, that would be me.
All right.
From the Open Space Committee, we met March 21st, and there were several residents at our meeting who expressed concern and interest about property for sale at the corner of High Street and Maple Street, several acres for sale there. And so after discussion, the Open Space Committee wrote a letter to the owner, just expressing interest in conservation on the part of some residents. And it's also possibly contiguous with, it is contiguous with one town-owned land and possibly some other land going up Little Mountain. So that letter was sent registered mail to the landowner a couple weeks ago. I don't think we've heard anything. And there are two more parcels. Property on Cold Spring. There's, as it approaches Lead Mine Road, there's, I think, 14 acres that have been perked and marked off. So Open Space contacted, or the chair was to contact Kestrel to say that, to ask, if there might be interested in that. And that land is in chapter. Okay. And then finally, there's a large farm on Middle Road, and the owner has asked for ideas and help in how he might be able to conserve that. And so we've been talking a lot and thinking about that and what we could do with that.
Oh, great. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Brittany? Brittany?
Yes.
Hi, this is Robert Riggs.
Hi.
And hi, I'm sorry I'm late to this meeting. And the part I missed, without any discussion, can you just tell me what the abutters letters are to Alice Brown, because we are an abutter?
Oh, wonderful.
What?
George, do you mind? Do you want to discuss?
The Alice Brown issues?
Yes, the abutters letter.
Sure. All we are going to do is I am going to distribute to all of the immediately abutting property owners of the Alice Brown plot just a reminder that the land itself is owned by the municipality and managed by the Conservation Commission. There are a number of jurisdictional areas on there, which means you can't do anything basically without a permit from the Conservation Commission. And to ask the people who are immediately adjacent to that land to not go onto the property and do any work without checking with the commission via my office first. There's no blaming going around to any particular individual at all. It's just kind of an educational exercise.
Okay. I was just curious, and that's why I wanted to make the meeting tonight, and I just ran late with work.
I'm sorry, I'm having difficulty hearing you.
I'm sorry, I was just late to work tonight. I missed the discussion about the abutters letters. We are an abutter, and we are all for what you're putting in the letter, so that's fine.
Okay.
I just didn't know if I was missing something that was going to go on back there. That's why I was curious.
Okay. Understood.
That does remind me that we urged the residents, there were about maybe 10 of them at our open space meeting who were concerned about that High Street land, to come to Conservation Commission, but I don't see any of them here.
We need to be involved.
Mhm.
Again, we have the Friends of Southampton Greenway requested to speak to the commission tonight, but I do not see any representatives from them unless they are here now.
Yeah. I don't see anyone in the waiting room.
Thank you for taking my question. I didn't mean to interrupt your meeting, but I just wanted to find out what that was.
No, of course. Yeah, not a problem.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so anything else on that topic or other?
Not for me.
All right. Well, this is going along a lot faster than I anticipated.
That's a good thing.
I don't say that often. I got out of work late and I was literally, I think I broke some speed limits driving here. Okay. All right. Then just moving on to reviewing the minutes from our last meeting on March 18th.
Yeah, I had a chance to look them over. I had nothing to correct.
Right.
So I make a motion that we approve the minutes as sent.
I'll second it.
Thank you. If anybody would like to take over note taking, I'm more than happy to pass it on.
That's my least favorite thing in the whole world. Just being honest.
Mine as well.
I hate it.
I wasn't given a choice. Okay. All right.
I would typically say yes, but a lot of times I have Ray with me, and it's like kind of impossible to do anything but just multitask.
No worries.
And do the meeting. So otherwise, I'd say yes.
You literally have your hands full. Okay, so we'll just vote on the minutes then, accepting them as written. Dan?
Aye.
Kathleen?
Aye.
Lexi?
Aye.
Hazel?
Aye.
And myself, aye. Okay. Any other correspondence, George, that we should be aware of, other than that you're pretty good about sending everything to us?
Yeah.
Okay.
The members, is that the next meeting won't be till May.
Okay. Yes, thank you for that. I had to go looking for what holiday it was.
Patriots Day.
Ah, okay. So yes, any business that cannot await our next meeting on May 6th? Going once, going twice. So I guess we will hopefully see some folks April 21st, provided we don't have any snowstorms. We can see what's going on at Alice Brown. And then otherwise we'll see everyone on May 6th. Yes, go ahead.
I just want to say hi. It's been a while since I've been to your meeting, and I just want to see how things are going, and everything looks like it's going fine. I just want to remind everybody, we're going through regulatory changes now. Mm-hmm. MACC's coming out with a letter to DEP, and I don't know if any of you have had a chance to look at the proposed reg changes, but we are looking for any comments you guys might have on any of the proposed changes. I'm sure George has looked at them. He's pretty thorough. So anyway, just a reminder and just to say hi. That's all.
Okay, great. Glad to see you. All right. If there's nothing else, would someone like to make a motion to adjourn?
I would like to make a motion to adjourn the Conservation Commission meeting for April 1st, 2024.
Would anyone like to second?
I'll second.
All right. All right. Nothing else. Dan?
Aye.
Kathleen?
Aye.
Lexi?
Aye.
And Hazel?
Aye.
And myself? Aye.
This government meeting is brought to you by Eastworks and our local cable subscribers.